Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In this video, I'm going to walk you through or I'm going to give you a brief about basics of Microsoft Intune, right? I have created many different videos on different topics about the Intune policies and configurations and everything. But I realize that many of the people are not aware about the Intune because even they know a bit about it, but I'm going to give a bit context as well as what Intune is basically from the layman language, so they can understand it from the basics, right? And that is when it is important to know the basics of Intune, right? So this is going to be pure uh, basics about Intune, how Intune works, what are the capabilities of Intune, how Intune has a different capabilities as a cloud platform or as a cloud solution, right? So let's go ahead and start, right? So uh, how I can define Intune, okay? So in a simple term or a simple language, Intune is going to be a simple or standard cloud-based service for mobile device management and mobile application management, right? Then it is going to be what it is going to do is it is going to help us to secure the company data and assets, including devices, applications, and the everything which is residing on the devices, right? Along with that, how it is going to be integrated with Microsoft 365 and the other platforms, right? So it is going to be integrated and assigned with Microsoft Azure AD, which is going to be identity platform here, where it is going to provide identity access management on the user accounts, and then it is going to also hold the device identities within it, so that we as an IT pro or as well as the IT team who actually manages the devices, applications, and the services which are running on the devices, those are managed from the management point of view by using Azure Active Directory, which is Entra ID in a new name, or which is a rebranded name that Microsoft has renamed before, right? And now we'll see the different features of the Intune, what it does, what are the capabilities that we can do with Intune. So different features includes which is device management, then the which is purely a management of devices, which includes Windows devices, Mac OS, iOS, and Android, right? So all of those are the different platforms that we can manage with Intune, right? And just not management, but the complete configuration on the devices can be pushed and published through Intune, so that we know what we wanted to do or what we wanted to deploy, as well as how we can target the different policies and configurations, all of that stuff, right? The next is a protection policy, which is going to help us to secure a data on applications by applying those policies on the application level and data level instead of pushing those through the devices levels, right? And that is when the MAM, which is mobile application management, is called as MAM, right? And that is part of the Intune capability as well, which gives us that capability to protect and manage the data and applications. Then we have other capabilities, which includes conditional access policies, which allows us to protect the resources as well as applications and data on managed as well as unmanaged devices, right? So by enforcing conditional access policies, we would be able to make sure what resources are accessible on a corporate managed devices as well as unmanaged devices, and how we can make sure users or the people who are accessing those resources, they have right set of permissions, right set of access levels to access those. The next is compliance policies. By creating and deploying a right set of compliance policies on those platforms, as I said, Windows, Mac OS, iOS, Android, right? So all those platforms would be put into compliance basis on the certain rules or conditions that we are going to define within the compliance policies, and those would be defined, and those would be helping us to meet the compliance requirements for the organizations overall, right? The next is configuration profiles, right? So that's going to be helping us to set up right set of configurations on the devices, as well as we can set up appropriate configurations in order to protect the data access levels and then the company applications, right? So which includes, or I'm going to give few examples where we would be able to set up a wi-fi configuration profile and vpn, then email configurations, as well as device restrictions, as well as many. So there are many and n number of configurations that we can do, and by setting up those profiles we would be able to make sure data devices applications and everything is managed appropriately, and from the compliance point of view, from security point of view, we are managing and doing everything appropriately, and we are not doing anything or any malpractices there, so that we know we are in compliant and we have set up appropriate configurations and settings. And then next we have different choices as in to manage devices, as well as to configure the device using Microsoft Intune as a central piece or center. From there we can simply set up right set of configurations on the devices, right set of implementation, right set of policies, right? So by using that, or by setting up appropriate profiles for the device enrollment, which includes autopilot, then BYOD, then entry hybrid joint devices, right? So all those are the different policy types that we can configure and deploy on the devices, and basis on that we would be able to set up appropriate enrollments enrollment methods and joining devices to the Intune, and then those can be managed. As I said, we have capabilities for app protection policies along with the compliance policies that we can deploy across. And for device management or device enrollment specifically, we have Windows Autopilot, then Android Enterprise, which is for Android devices, BYOD scenarios, which is for bring your own device, which are personal devices of users, which includes be it laptop, mobile device, right, or a desktop. So all those are the BYOD devices. And for the Apple devices, which is going to be Apple automated device enrollments method. So that is going to be set up with the Intune integration with Apple Business Manager, and that's going to be enrolling the devices into Intune, and from there we can manage those devices completely, right? And to create the device compliance policies, we would be creating compliance policies, and then those would be deployed across on the devices in order to protect the devices, as well as set up the right set of configurations by setting up the requirement like minimum pin or password requirement should be 8 characters. Password's complexity should be maybe alphanumeric and number values, and that is going to be increasing the complexity of the password or the pin, and then that should be followed in order to use the devices and applications on the devices. Also, devices should not be uh, blocking or jailbroken, right? Or the devices should not be rooted devices in order to be compliant in Intune, and we can take the appropriate actions on the devices. On the data or application level, we would be creating application profiles or policies, which includes all the Office applications, Microsoft Outlook, Teams, then OneDrive, SharePoint, and all other Office applications. Those would be used on the mobile devices. And also we have different capabilities like blocking, copy pasting, as well as saving the data on personal storage devices or personal devices in short, like mobile device or laptops or desktops. And by setting up those policies, we simply denying the saving the documents which are really confidential, and we don't want to let people do that. And the next comes conditional access policy, which is really is going to helpful, as well as is also going to keep us the compliant on device level, application level, and is going to protect the data and access levels, right? So this is going to be the game changer always, right? And yes, definitely there are different scenarios where conditional access policy may or may not work as expected. It depends on, again, the different requirements, what requirement we have, what task we wanted to achieve, or what exactly we are looking for, right? So all of those are the different things. Those would be discussed, those would be brainstormed, those would be verified and checked and tested, and all of those action needs to be done. And once we know, or once we are confident enough, okay, this is going to be helpful for on the certain number of tasks that we are trying to achieve, and then we should be go ahead and implement that one. And on the reporting and monitoring part, we have many of the reporting as well as monitoring capabilities within Intune, which gives us a complete visibility on the devices. uh, it includes device monitoring and then compliance and then application usage as well as the device health capabilities. Along with that, we have the basic device troubleshooting capabilities as well, which Microsoft does provides that in the within Intune itself, as well as there are some guided scenarios. By following those guided scenarios, we can make sure we do our initial troubleshooting and understand what is going on, what is happening, how we can troubleshoot, what are the things that we should do in order to resolve those issues, right? So all of those things are available, or those are part of reporting and monitoring within the Intune. And the next is into licensing and pricing. So this is very important, because from the beginner perspective, they the person who knows, or who are a beginner, they wanted to know what license it is needed, right? So it needs minimum license of business premium. Then we can, if that is not the required, which consists of Microsoft Intune license, right? Intune license is necessary in order to manage the device, push the policies, push the configurations, and complete management of Intune, right? So all of that comes with the business premium license plan at minimum level, but we can go ahead and procure more or high level of licenses, which includes enterprise mobility and security E3, or enterprise mobility and security E5, right? So those are the high level Intune capable plans, and which has also a Intune Plan 1 or Intune Plan 2 license package, which comes with E3 and E5 as well. So those are really helpful whenever we wanted to bring new capabilities, new as an advanced capabilities, which can be managed with Intune as well as Defender for endpoint, so that we get an set of package or features that really works hand in hand with both of those workloads together to manage as well as deliver the security as well as compliance requirements on the devices, right? So all of that is really going to helpful in order to protect the devices data and applications and manage the devices remotely, right? So remotely as in what? Once we enroll the device in Intune, then we would be able to deliver the policies, configurations, and everything from the Intune, and that's the one shop stop for all the device management across the organization. Even if you don't have the SCCM, or you don't have any on-premises footprints, then also we should be good to manage everything in order to manage devices, applications, and data for all the different platforms like Windows, then iOS, then Android, and then Mac OS devices, right? Even Microsoft is also bringing up Linux devices management. Currently, that has a limitation, or it doesn't have the full complete capability of device enrollment, right? And that would also be enrolled, or that can be enrolled as well, but it needs additional setup and configurations that we can do, right? So yeah, that is all for uh, the basic or fundamental of Intune, right? And yeah, if you have any questions, any doubts, any queries, you can put them into comment section below. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe, and please do share the video within your friends, community circles, and the whoever needs to know about Intune and its capabilities. So this was pretty quick and easy, short topic or video, I would say. But definitely, you can put any questions or queries if you have. And yep, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.